Well, good day and welcome, and thank you for joining me. This is your Inner Being channel, and I am Rob Ouellette. And today we are going to create natural dye from the natural resources that we have out here in nature. We're going to dye some clothes. And there is a project that I've been waiting for to dye for a very, very long time, and that is to dye this leather quiver. And to be able to dye clothes is one of those unique things in life that people do not think about. They take this for granted. But in ancient days, this is something that was highly sought out, and they used different colors to represent different things. And so to obtain these elements, to be able to create your clothes, is a long tradition. So if you want to be able to dye your clothes like this, or if you want to be able to dye leather like this, then stay tuned and I show you the process and how I did just that. So my journey began when I went for a walk and I found a tree that was down by a machine. It was cut down and pieces of wood were shredded all over the place, which gave me access to all the bark that was lying around, which was the most important part of the tree to use as a dye. Later on, I was on another adventure and I found burl. So I found a huge chunk of burl. Actually, this burl in its full form would have been extremely expensive, but there it was rotting on the ground, and it had this beautiful red amber color to it. And that is what I wanted to try and process. Now, at the very beginning of all this, I didn't even know if any of this was going to work. The next step was to grind it all, to bring it down into small chunks, as small as I could. I also had an opportunity to spend some time with my son as we both worked out into the backyard, just grinding away. We ended up getting enough to be able to try the experiment out for the amount of things that we were going to dye. One that had a nice red, deep amber color, and then the other was a darker brown. I wanted to heat it up to give it more of a chance for the tannin and colors to leach out into the water. So I used the fire pit. I put my cauldrons on top, and I heated the water to just before boiling point. We did not boil the water. I left that onto the fire for a couple of hours. That's hot. So out of two things that I'm looking to dye here, the main one is the quiver for my bow and arrow. I picked up archery as a bit of a skills learning thing, so I have my bow and arrow, but when I picked up my quiver, I found it too plain. I wanted to jazz it up and make it more of something that is more fitting to my style. I'm hoping to get a darker brown or even a reddish color or even a mix. We'll see what happens here, but I'm really hoping for some results on this. The other thing that I'm hoping to do is just some clothes. I have two colors that are actually similar in color to the quiver, but I'm hoping again to maybe get a cool blend of browns and reds and oranges or whatever is going to come out of here. As long as we get some results, I'm really excited to get that going. Dyeing clothes is one of those skills that kind of enhances the community, you know, like whatever time period in the past, you know, whenever there was introduction to color into clothes, it kind of just again, enhance the community a lot, not just a little, but a lot. If ever there was something to learn that wasn't a necessity, but you wanted to add to the essence and to the excitement of your life or the life of your community, it would be dyeing clothes. I think it's just one of a few things that I think would be interesting. So we'll see how this goes, and I'm pretty excited about it. And when I thought it was ready, I ended up throwing the clothes into the cauldron, and I ended up taking the mixtures of the water, both of them, and I put them into a bucket for the quiver. Take half of it out. Just kind of make a pattern. I'm second guessing my brown on brown. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer this into the bucket as well with the quiver, and see now what we get from that. So small change. Oh, nice color though. I let the clothes sit in the cauldron for a whole night, for about 24 hours. I came out the next day to check on the progress. What a beautiful day it is today. It's a scorcher, super hot day today, and it's a perfect time to check on our results to see what we have in the way of dye. A darker color. All right, look at that. So on a hot day like today, it won't take long for it to dry. So we're gonna put them up on the clothesline and see what we get when they're dry. All right, there you go. So just remember to rinse them out before you put them up. That way they're ready to go. They're ready to be worn. And the color won't leach onto your skin and dye your skin. You don't want that. So rinsing them out really good, throw them on there. It shouldn't take long before the sun does its job. All right, so what a nice beautiful color we ended up getting. The soft orangey rustic kind of color. Just look at that. Coming down to the piece de resistance, the leather quiver. It's a thing that I've been waiting for a very long time. The thing that I've wanted to focus on the most. I let that sit out for an entire week. This is pretty awesome. Was hoping for a result like this, but I really didn't know if we were going to achieve it. Can't wait to see what this looks like when it dries. So all we have to do now is just give it a quick rinse underneath the hose and then set it out to dry, and then we can look at it again and see what kind of results we really have. All right, the results for the dyeing of our quiver is complete. It's dry and ready for presentation. I am so pleased to show you the results. Check this out. It's very cool. It's very rustic. In fact, it almost looks like the whole thing is just rust, which is something that I find very cool. In fact, a lot of the things that I do is sort of rustic in nature, and I love the imperfections of things. And as we look at this, you can see how it is imperfect in the way it dyed. Matches my hat, and many of you have asked how the hat was holding up, and hey, it's holding up very well. It's doing really good, And there's nothing damaged on it at all. It's almost as though I just made it, and it's been a year now. Now that we've dyed this, I'm going to bring this to the crafting table, and we're going to create something extra cool out of this. We're going to add bling. We're going to add some awesomeness to this in a way that matches my vibe. And so I will be happy to share that video with you, but you have to come back and you have to watch. You have to maybe subscribe to the channel so you get the notifications of when I upload that. So here we are. We have a win. Oh my God, got it right in the middle. So I hope you enjoyed this video today, and as always, I wish for you to enjoy life. It's not always easy. Life can be rough. Even at the best of our intentions, sometimes things just don't always go well. But if we keep on focusing on these things that we enjoy to do and always be grateful for things, being grateful is a bit of a secret to all of this, just realizing what you're grateful for will help you see life better. Being grateful opens up the reality to what you have. It opens up how much abundance you actually really do have. Please consider leaving a positive comment down below or leaving a like on the video. And if you haven't subscribed already, be sure to do so. As always, I wish for you to enjoy life. So take care, enjoy life, and I wish you